嗨，你好吗？嗨，我很好，你呢？我也很好，谢谢你问我。嗨，你来啦？对呀，你吃过饭了吗？吃啦。Hello, 大家好, I'm Grace. When learning a language, we're not just learning to translate from one language to another. Different languages have different cultural backgrounds, so the way we think and express ourselves can be different too. When greeting in English, people tend to ask, how are you? How are you doing? How's everything going? Etc. But in Chinese, these kinds of greetings, 你好吗？你怎么样? are not that common. So today I'm going to introduce 4 common ways to greet people in Chinese. Understanding them will clear up any confusion you may have when encountering them, and you can also apply them in your daily Chinese speaking to sound more like a native speaker. The first common way to greet someone in Chinese is asking obvious questions about one's behavior. 要出门啊？要出门啊？对啊，拜拜。对啊，拜拜。在看书啊？在看书啊？要吃饭啦？要吃饭啦？对啊，肚子好饿。对啊，肚子好饿。Just as we saw in the skits, a common way to greet in Chinese is to ask an obvious question about the other person's behavior. This word of greeting is often used between acquaintances or friends in daily life. People may already see what you're doing, but still ask a question about it, even though they already know the answer. So next time when you hear people ask this type of questions, you will know this is a type of greeting instead of a serious question. A common greeting related to this is 你来啦，你来啦, which translates to you came in English. 你来啦 is a friendly acknowledgement of someone's arrival. However, the English equivalent, you came, is not used very often and typically conveys a sense of surprise when it's used.
You came. You came.
In contrast, the Chinese expression 你来啦 is a casual, simple greeting without that much emotion involved.
你来了，没事了。
少华，你来了。
The second common way is asking where they are going. 嗨，你要去哪？嗨，你要去哪？嗨，我要去那边。嗨，我要去那边。好，路上小心，拜拜。好，路上小心，拜拜。When two acquaintances or friends bump into each other on the street, they might greet each other by asking where the other person is going. Because it's a part of greeting, when answering the question, you don't have to be super specific. In the skit, you can see the girl just says, 我要去那边. I'm going there. Or you can say something like, 我要去买东西. I'm going to go shopping. Or, 我要去上课. I'm going to class, etc. The next common way to greet someone is calling someone by their name or title. 美英，美英，嗨。In Chinese, people might just call your name or your title to greet you. For example, students might greet teachers by just saying 老师 and then walk away. So depending on the situation, in Chinese, when people see you and call your name, they don't necessarily have something to say to you. They might just simply be greeting you. You can reply by saying a simple hi or hello. Now let's talk about the last one for today. In Chinese, people also like to greet each other by asking if they have eaten yet around mealtime. 嗨，你吃过饭了吗？嗨，你吃过饭了吗？还没，要一起吃饭吗？还没，要一起吃饭吗？哦，我吃过了。哦，我吃过了。Why did you ask me then? When we see someone around mealtime, we often ask if the other person has eaten. It's a way to show our concern for others. So when we ask questions like 你吃了吗？你吃了吗？ Have you eaten yet? 你吃过饭了吗？你吃过饭了吗？ Have you had your meal? 你吃午餐了吗？你吃午餐了吗？ Did you have lunch? Or 你吃晚餐了吗？你吃晚餐了吗？ Did you have dinner? Oftentimes, these questions are just for making some small talk instead of offering an invitation to have a meal together. Alright, that's all for today. These Chinese greetings are quite common, but they might not be as widely used in other cultures. Have you ever come across any of these greetings and found them confusing? If so, I'd love to hear your stories. Please share them in the comments below. Additionally, I'd be interested in learning about the typical ways of greeting in your culture. So feel free to share those too. 那如果你喜欢今天的影片，别忘记按赞、订阅和分享哦。Also, if you'd like to support me in making more content, please visit my Ko-fi page. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much. Last but not least, if you'd like to learn some daily Mandarin expressions, check out my Instagram, Grace Mandarin. 那我们下次见喽，拜拜。